Government, states and local government councils share 1.289 trillion naira from a gross total of 2.258 trillion naira for September 2024. Recent report reveals Microsoft users globally face over 600 million cyber attacks daily. Plus, oil steadies, but on track for biggest weekly loss in over a month. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Nneka Oko. Welcome to the program. The Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC, at its October 2024 meeting has shared a total of 1.298 trillion naira to the three tiers of government as Federation allocation for the month of September 2024 from a gross total of 2.298 trillion naira. From the stated amount, the federal government received 424.867 billion naira. The states received 453.724 billion naira. The local government councils got 329.864 billion naira, while the oil-producing states received 90.415 billion naira as derivation. The communique issued by FAC at the end of the meeting indicated that the gross revenue available from value-added tax, VAT, for the month of September 2024 was 583.67 billion naira as against 573.341 billion naira distributed in the preceding month, resulting in an increase. As of October 2024, the balance in the excess crude account stands at $473.754 million. Nigeria's recent reforms are paying off, with the World Bank predicting a 3.3% GDP growth for 2024, increasing to 3.7% annually from 2025 to 2027. This is as the bank also charged Nigerians to support the ongoing economic reforms, warning against opposing or reversing them.
Policy direction that the government has been on is starting to show results with reduced fiscal pressure, with monetary policy stabilization.
To give you some perspective, debt service to revenue ratio was about 100% in 2022, and we project this to fall way below 60% this year.
How do we get that investment going? Having stabilized to an extent the economy, inflation relatively stable, the exchange rate stable, then the budget deficit down.
You may recall that when about a year ago, roughly a year ago, people had lost confidence, was literally lost confidence in the Naira, and that is a fact.
Yes, I know reform takes time to germinate or to come to a level where we will say, yes, we are there. But in doing that, let us provide the cushion in a manner that other nations are doing.
Stakeholders in Nigeria's marine and blue economy are eagerly awaiting the implementation of the National Strategic plan document following the successful deliberation and adoption of the draft document. Vivian Izadife reports that the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy expressed confidence that the strategy will bolster economic growth while safeguarding the country's marine ecosystem.
Let us remember that the true measure of our success lies in the tangible benefits we bring to our communities and the ecosystem we are trusted to protect.
Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kyari is representing President Bola Tinubu at the ongoing Agriculture Investment Forum in Rome, Italy. Abubakar Kyari said the government has rolled out various incentives, policies and programs to support investment in agriculture, including tax breaks, repatriation of profits for foreign investors, and local content incentives. He said the hand-in-hand project initiative seeks to enhance livelihoods, build resilience, and develop value chains to support key crops like tomato, cassava, rice, maize, and fisheries. The overall investment plan anticipates $314 billion in development financing, expecting to generate substantial economic returns and social benefits.
Agricultural productivity, access to resources, extension services, and markets, which will ultimately transform rural communities and raise living standards. Similarly, the government and other stakeholders continue to use the window of the Nigerian incentive-based risk-sharing system for agricultural lending to de-risk agricultural investment and therewith raise farmer income, business profits, and living standard in a commensurate manner. Other initiative is the step taken on promoting inclusivity in agriculture programs with focus on youth and women. The initiative has resulted in the creation of vibrant youth farm lab that helps to modernize and diversify the sector via skill, entrepreneurship, and leadership development.
Business Express continues after this commercial break. Stay with us.
Do you know about the federal government's 50 billion naira presidential conditional grant scheme? This program is being implemented by the Bank of Industry. It is a federal government palliative grant aimed at supporting businesses in key sectors of the economy across the 774 local government areas in the country. Already, the bank has reached the targeted 1,000 beneficiaries in each of the 774 local government areas across the country, with each beneficiary receiving 50,000 naira. The beneficiaries include traders, artisans, creative industry, ICT, food and associated services, transportation, and logistics. In addition to this, there is a 75 billion naira federal government MSME loan scheme and the 75 billion naira federal government manufacturing sector loan scheme, which are ongoing. This message is brought to you by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation and MSMEs.
Back. Now, the federal government, through the Bank of Industry, has invested more than 17.65 billion naira in Abuja Industrial Park, a special economic zone with a plan to replicate similar parks across the country. This was revealed as Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Doris Anite, visited BOI-assisted projects at Idu Industrial Area. The Abuja Park is a 97,000 square meter land area with 206 workshops expected to accommodate 177 companies, in addition to 100 megawatts independent power and a planned train station to facilitate export and create 40,000 direct jobs and more than 140 indirect jobs. Now, conversations around growing Nigeria's economy have always centered on diversification. And for diversification to happen, economy experts have suggested aid of the manufacturing and productive sector of the economy. While backward integration is one of the areas the government have invested so much time and resources to ensure the productive sector thrive. However, efforts have not been as it should, as government in the 80s during the structural adjustment program had to ban importation of wheat to encourage local production. While that has not been yielding the desired result to date, bread consumers are having to pay much more for the commodity, likewise biscuits and other byproducts. Well, to discuss this, we have an agro expert, Shitu Mohammed Kabil, Chairman Industrial Cluster of Nigeria. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
How has business been in terms of sourcing for raw materials production? How has it been?
Thank you. It has not been easy, and some of us that just established the flour mill in the terms of raw material, which is the wheat. It has not been easy, but last year we are able to start the backward integration by putting up the federal government through Ministry of Agric and Ministry of Industry promoting agriculture, plantation and of wheats. And the promotion of this wheat happens in Jigawa State, Niger State, Kano State, Kaduna State. Last year we have believed that we can get about 1 million ton, but you know we just started, and the Ministry of Agric tried their best, and we have been able to cultivate up to 500 to 600 thousand ton, and we believe that this year, which is just starting by next 2 weeks, we could be able to reach 1 to 2 million ton if it goes according to the plan. What I'm saying here is that before now there was just issue of importation, but now between last year, 2 years ago to now, we have started planning the backward integration where the flour mill of Nigeria, SMK flour mill, are promoting the wheat revolution of the federal government. And this wheat revolution this year, even the governor of Jigawa has already promised that they are going to cultivate about 100 hectares. And SMK flour mill, promoting their backward integration, we are going into tractorization, where we will also be able to assemble our tractor in Nigeria. And this, the Minister of Industry has been supporting SMK to do this, while the Minister of Agric are also been supporting the issue of backward integration. They don't stay only on wheat. I believe we are also looking at rice and other staple food. Wheat is more important because every family, every home must take something out of flour daily. It's either like bread, chin-chin, guraza and other things. So it's very, very important, and that like us in SMK flour mill have not used any imported wheat. We have been using local wheat from the time we started, and we can give this credit to Ministry of Agric, and Minister of Agric and Minister of Industry, who are supporting us to put up this backward integration, establishing our farm. SMK especially has farm. We have 5,000 hectares which we are cultivating in Niger State, that is Swashi, and we are looking at this year we'll also cultivate 15,000 in Jigawa. I believe that in the next 1 to 2 months, our tractors will be here. And as soon as our tractor is here, through the back of the Ministry of Industry and Ministry of Agri, we will cultivate enough wheat for Nigeria. And flour mill of Nigerian are also key into this program, and they are also trying to sponsor a lot of farmers so that we can be able to have enough wheat. Right. These are how far we have gone, in order to reduce burden on our forex. And we will do our best to make sure Nigeria has enough wheat.
Okay, so how is electricity and the cost of production impacting on the market? Is there still market at all?
Yes, we are into business, and we look at various areas that we can absorb all these burdens. In the area of electricity, I know the government are planning this CNG, and we also are looking at either to key to the CNG, because that will reduce a lot of burden on buying diesel. You can see diesel today, which is about 1,250, but then you look at CNG, which is just 200 and something. But what we are looking at in that area, for us as industrialists to key into it, it must be something that can support our generators, and then we are looking at other ways that we could key into it. In a nutshell, for now, we are still on our own using our diesel, but the government, through the Minister of Industry, has discussed when she visited our factories yesterday. We are looking at, she is saying we should key into the CNG. She has been a wonderful minister who has worked to make sure that we reduce burden on our forex.
Okay. So how does the National Industrial Revolution Plan align with Nigeria's long-term goals for industrialization?
We always say that, yes, there's the national planning is a very, very, when you see something in paper, it's fantastic, it's good, it works, but we must also practicalize it. And in practicalizing it, there must be some support from both government and we, the industrialists. While we, the industrialists, are trying to key into that documentation, we are also advising government to look at zero, like when you are going to obtain this financial support, there are stringent conditions that most of Nigerian factories cannot. So we are saying, look at other way. You can ask a farmer now, when you are doing your backward integration, to bring a house in Abuja or Lagos or this before you can this. And I can see the Minister of Agric now talking of incentive, risk incentive and risk sharing. And I think with that program, if well implemented, we'll be able to reduce the burden of go and bring your father house or go and bring a house in Abuja or Lagos. If that is taken, then we can see that the plan will work accordingly. But without taking such measure, we will be able, we can achieve that. You can, e.g., the Minister of Agriculture through I just put up a program where you distribute input to the farmers. These are what was abused a few years ago. But now measures has been taken that those that participated in this last dry season will see that those incentives get to the real farmers. That is the effort of the present Minister of Agri. And if that continues, if there's no policy somersault, that will also help us in be able to get our farmers to work. And when our farmers goes to work, they are is this agriculture that can take a lot of our young people out of street.
Let's talk about the manufacturing sector. What is its role in driving import substitution and creating jobs, and how is its growth being facilitated?
Thank you. Industry in Nigeria today, I think there's a rekindle of hope from the government, but it has not downline to the industries, because what this industry need, there are those that must bring in their own resources, natural resources, and there are those of us that what we need can be planted in Nigeria, and that is why we are urging that for it to work, you must first of all ban exportation of those raw material that is needed in Nigeria, and then those that could be imported, there should be a zero tax so that it will reduce the burden of the price, and then the price would now go down to the consumers. But if you are bringing in a raw material and you have to pay heavily for it, it will also, that is why you see our goods cannot compete with those foreign goods, because some prefer to go abroad, manufacture those things, because, and I'll give you an example. I was in Qatar, and the Qatar are saying, bring your factory to our export zone, and when you bring your factory, we are going to give you 5-year tax free. And then apart from that, electricity in Qatar, you know, you can't even, maybe when you pay very minimal, and by the time you compare to manufacturing those goods in Nigeria, you find out that what you import from Qatar will be cheaper than what is in Nigeria. And that is why we are saying, yes, as industrialists, we are coming together under clusters so that we can now be able to see the problem of each of us and be able to now work with the government, and then to be able to achieve. But for now, if I'll be factual about it, is that yes, those policies have just been put in place. They are trying to make it work. The ministers yesterday went round factories in Abuja with us, and we have been able to listen to those industries are operating, and the problem is just minimal. Okay. It's just in the area of financing. Right. And if you finance these industries with zero or just 1 digit, it will help the factories, and it will make the factory go back to work. And it's these factories that can also employ our young Nigerians and those who are tuning out of our schools.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chitu Kabil. I must say a very big thank you to you for finding time to join us on the program this afternoon. Thank you. Moving on, let's now take a trip to the commodities market. And now to capital markets. European markets rise after European Central Bank rate cut, and Goshi owner Kering climbs 5%. Let's now join Maria Ado-Zakari for an update. Hello, Maria. What are the figures for today?
The figures are looking positive this afternoon, mostly bullish this Friday. European markets were higher, boosted by mining and luxury stocks. Looking at the figures now, we have DAX, which was higher by 0.34%, FTSE down by 0.21%, CAC higher by 0.71%. Markets in mainland China and Hong Kong rebounded after the world's second largest economy posted better than expected economic growth. The figures show that Nikkei was up 0.18%. We have Shanghai Composite higher by 2.91%. We have Hang Seng Index following suit at 3.61%. The Nasdaq Composite rise by a post-earnings jump in Netflix as Wall Street's look close to a record-setting week. The figures show Dow Jones average going higher by 0.37%, S&P 500 slid 0.02%, Nasdaq Composite up also by 0.04%. Africa markets are higher. We have South Africa JSE top 40 higher by 0.68%. We have Tunisia Tun Index down by 0.09%. Namibia All Share Index mirrored this at 0.05%, while Ghana was marginal. That's the global market update. I am Maria Aduzakari. It's back to you now, Nneka.
Thank you, Maria. And back home, the equities market closed Friday's trading session in negative territory as the all-share index fell to 98,070.28 points. A total of 358.8 million shares valued at 11.9 billion naira in 6,719 deals were traded at the end of the session. Market capitalization closed at 59.4 trillion naira. This is where we end this edition of Business Express. We value your feedback, so keep the comments, observations, and suggestions coming. Be informed that all previous episodes are available on YouTube on the NTA's channel. Business Express returns on Monday at 3 p.m. I am Nneka Oko. Enjoy your weekend.